Hello everyone, Merxerain, back again, episode 36 of our Enigmatica 6 expert playthrough, and Captain, we need more Powah! Yes, we need more Powah, indeed. And so that is what our goal for today's episode is going to be, Powah. If we take a look at the Powah chapter, right, we haven't really done a whole lot here. We have a little bit downstairs because we have the power cell from Powah that we got as a quest reward, but this basic resources, dielectric, all the things, we want to make one of these casings. However, we'll notice very, very quickly that if we click on either one of these rods, it doesn't matter which one, they require energized steel. Energized steel, you need the energizer and frost steel. Okay. The energizing orb is what it's really called. Machine frame, crystal glass from a tomb, and black ceramic tile slabs from a tomb. We can make these with white ceramic tile slabs from white ceramic tile, which comes from marl. So we can make this no problem. The real difficult thing is going to be the frost steel. Let's go ahead and take a look. Do we have any? We have one. One is not going to get us very far. So let's go ahead and see frost steel. How do we get this? First off, we should notice it is from the Undergarden. So if we were to go to the Undergarden, we could mine, we could dig, and we could probably find it. We might be able to find a lot of it. We could also make it with cobalt and blizz powder. I'm going to say both of those options sound pretty terrible. But we do have another option, right? If we want to get frost steel dust and we can get cobalt dust, we could come from frost steel ore, right? This is the stuff that you would mine. But if we take a look, it can be gotten from a bee. Frosty honeycomb. This frosty honeycomb will give us frost steel ore and blizz powder. Both things sound pretty great to me. The frosty honeycomb comes from a frosty bee. We have to mate a clogged bee with the ICB. So we need to find ourselves a clogged bee. This is the only way that we can find this is if we go to the Undergarden and start looking. So today's episode starts off with an adventure. Let's get to it. Look at all these enemies. This is just ridiculous. They all went through the portal. Oh man, and all the bats? We haven't been here in a long time. This is pretty ridiculous. So, I did happen to put on a thing, and I'll show you in just a second, but you might notice Vex. These Vex are actually my teammates. I can't believe how many there are. Our portal has broken. This is actually maybe really bad? Oh, no, it's not. We have a waypoint over there. Whew. This could have been really bad. So, for anyone who hasn't kept up with the series and is joining in later, I have some arrows in me. But this location here, the Undergarden, we haven't really explored a whole lot, but we did have to come here in order to use the Blood Altar. So we will be doing more here once we get more into magic, but this is our little bastion of blood magic shenanigans. And as promised, I have a trinket, the Dark Egg. It summons some friends to fight for you when you're under attack. Those are the little Vex. Just traveling through this like deeply disgusting landscape with poison and ink mushrooms, and look at all these crazy mushrooms in here. Indigo mushroom stalk. This place is nuts, and I don't really know where to go to look for the bees. So we're after bees, right? Clogrum bees specifically, but I will also take the ore if we were to find it. But as you can see right now, I'm just doing a little bit of wandering. Right into the poison. Ugh. But according to the map, there are some frosty bees, which are exactly what we're looking for around here. That one happens to be southwest of us. I've missed it. Maybe it's above us. We'll also kill this guy. I'm not seeing the bee down here, so I'm betting it must be way up there. This place is gigantic. I have found the bee. He's almost dead. We've gotten him. We need to make sure that he does not die. This place sure is something else. Just take a look at it. Just take a look at it. There's like big monsters around. Crazy sounds. That being said, there is another clogged bee right up there, and it looks like another frosty bee there. So let's go north and see if we can find the clogged bee. I see more frosty bees. They are also almost dead. Missed that one. Ah! Why are these guys so creepy? We now have 3 frosty bees. This is great. Since we're here, though, we're definitely going to find ourselves a clogged bee, like that one, directly south of us. Whoa, gwibs and gwiblings. They're deadly fish. Wow. This place is just something else. It's almost a nightmare. But we did get ourselves a clogged bee. He's also almost dead. We might need to brew ourselves up a potion of splash potion of healing. I'm going to keep exploring around here a bit and see if I can find anything else that's cool or interesting. But otherwise, we do have the bees that we want, so we could go back. Although if I find one more clogged bee, we'll also be able to breed it, which would be a good thing. Thanks to another trinket, very specifically the golden skull. Small chance of getting a treasure bag drop from enemies. I have gotten my first one. It's in my hand right now. Let's open it and see what we get. It looks like we got nothing? No, we got golden boots and a golden axe and some gold ingots. Okay. Pretty useless for us. Even though that was useless, let's go ahead and take a look at our haul. Wow, we got a lot of things, but the most important things we got are probably these frost steel and a little tiny bit of clogram. Although we got more nuggets and some frost steel nuggets as well. There's also etheric shards, which are probably important for other things in that mod pack, so we're gonna be happy that we got them. I'm also a little excited about the Grongle tree logs here. They're green. They're very green. And I think we could maybe use them somehow to make something cool. I also wonder, do they have a green plank? You can make a green fire? They do have a very green plank. Maybe we could find a cool use for them. The other very important thing is we got 3 frosty bees and 3 clogged bees. So I'm gonna go ahead and breed these up. I wanna get a couple extras. Most of these bees were like on 1 hit point. And the other thing too, right, is we can also create some regal bees because they are frosty bees and gold bees. We don't need the regal ore just yet. May as well get it going. One slight setback over here in the apiary. I've got the bees kind of slotted and ready, but then I noticed, well, They don't have the right flowers. The Frosty Bees specifically need Gloom Gourd, and I didn't find any Gloom Gourd. I also wasn't looking for it, so we might have to take a trip back. I'm not going to do that at this moment, though. The Clogged Bee, on the other hand, it only needs a Fluid Pipe from Create, which is kind of strange, but we can get that going. We now have a Fluid Pipe from Create in the apiary, and so now you can see over here, we have clogged honeycombs coming in. Not only that, but if we go ahead and take a look in the apiary, locked, we have the Frosty Bee and we have a Regal Bee. I did go ahead and make one of those. They both need that gourd from the Undergarden, so we'll have to get that in a future expedition. But we have a little bit of a hiccup. Let's go ahead and take a look. Remember, we were going to make the Energizing Orb, and I thought these weren't going to be hard at all. In fact, we made the black ceramic tiles already. These are ready to go. And actually, I have them over in our mechanical crafter ready. But the crystal glass, I misremembered. From normal crafting, right, I'm pretty sure this is just strange sand in a furnace. However, in this mod pack, crystal glass is actually a little different. Let's go ahead and take a look. First off, we can do this or we can do this, but we need ghostly glass, which I already have. I've made this. It's glass and bottled ghosts. The bottled ghosts, if you don't remember, you just go into the nether and you just use the bottle and cork in the air and you get it. Easy peasy. However, let's go ahead and take a look at something else that you need. You also need white corundum clusters. You can actually find this in the overworld. However, I haven't found it. See, look over here. Grows occasionally on corundum blocks. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to find it. So our other option is we need to do some other things. So first off, there's rainbow runes. We're not even going to look at those yet. We're going to look at the Rune of Earth. Rune of Earth needs all these different things, and most of these aren't actually difficult at all, but the Runic Altar, right? We don't have this set up at all. So if we want to look at the Runic Altar, I mean, at this point, right? At this point, we really should just start looking into the magic tree. So let's go ahead and do that. When we come back in here and we look at the Magic Apprentice, we see that the Runic Altar is not even here. So it's actually in the second page. It's all the way down here. So if we really wanted to progress through the pack as intended, which I think is probably the right course of action, right? Because otherwise it's going to turn out that, oh, well, the Runic Altar also needed these items or something. So we may as well just go down the path. So we could look back through the path and see exactly what we need to do, but instead we're going to start back up this way. We need to get into a couple different things over here. So we're going to do Ritual of Forest and the Natural Altar, I think, in the next episode. But in this episode, I have a different plan. If we come over here and look at this God-forged block, this is something from a tomb, okay? And if we look at how it's crafted with Nebu ingots, and we have a very slim supply of Nebu ingots. But it also takes these God shards, which we were a bit low on God shards. In fact, I feel like I've gotten 0 God shards, so I'm gonna have to go find some God shards, and I believe you get these from killing the pharaohs and the pyramids. So I think we're gonna start off trying to get a few God shards, right? But we also could use some Dusty Mumby honeycomb. And actually, if we look at this just crafts strange sand and some beeswax. Both of these would be very useful, so we might want to keep a lookout for a Dusty Mumby while we're in a tomb. But again, the problem of the Nebu ingots. How can we get this? I was really hoping to see a centrifuge up here. I was hoping to find a bee that could produce it for us. However, not at all. Couldn't find that. But I did find something different. Something more interesting, maybe. Something that uses technology? Yes. Let's go ahead and take a look at my inventory. I have a schematic cannon, which I've never used before, but I'm excited to use it. But you might see a core sample drill and a whole bunch of things over here. We're going to make the excavator. And if I go ahead and take a look at the engineer's manual, there are mineral veins that can be found in a tomb. So we're gonna also look for mineral veins in a tomb. And these mineral veins will have gold and uranium. Fine, but we're really after the Nebu ore. If we can find the Nebu ore from this, we could go ahead and mine out like a whole chunk with our excavator, and then probably be set for quite some time before we have to ever figure out what to do with Nebu ore. So before we go do any of this, though, there is something I haven't done for quite a long time, and that is accept quest rewards. Let's go ahead and take a look. we have quite a few things in here where we could get some rewards from. However, let's go ahead and get these ones first, because this is actually going to give us something we need. So the mineral veins, the quest, the core sample drill, gives us mineral survey tools. So we're actually going to use these when we're out in a tomb to see what might be in the chunk before we ever put the core sample drill down. Click. And then Miner's Delight, I'm betting that's some kind of ore. That's a lot of ore. Look at this. We better get this stored. Aluminum, osmium, lapis. Got some emeralds and some diamond and iron and lead. Wow. Everything. Then the excavator, which I don't think I've actually ever used an excavator before. They are kind of big and cool looking though, so I am a little excited to use it. So let's go ahead and accept this loot box. This one is an epic immersive engineering box. So what did we get? A rare shader grab bag, which I feel like isn't anything important. I don't believe we got anything extra over here. The HV wire connectors might be useful, and it looks like we may have gotten a steel paxel with teleportation and unbreaking too. That might be worthwhile to keep in a backpack. In Create, we have quite a few different things we can accept. This brass funnel, which we used over in our Cobbleworks. Legendary loot box. Electron tubes are legendary rewards, apparently. The schematic and quill, a rare box. The schematic table, an empty schematic, and I'll show you this in just a moment. And then the schematic cannon. Oh, some gunpowder for us. That's all right. Let's take a look and see what else we got. We got some super glue. And the gunpowder. Cool. We'll go ahead and store this stuff. And the Paxel for now. So you take an empty schematic over to a table like this, and this mod pack is already preloaded with a whole bunch of schematics, which is pretty cool. So if you click this button, this will actually open your Windows Explorer, but otherwise you can scroll through and see all the different things. These are all astral sorcery things. These are the immersive engineering things, right? We have mechanism. They're all multi-blocks, right? So these are just helpful to create the multi-block structures. And then you go ahead and you put your empty schematic in here, and out pops the recipe like we have right here. You can see in the tooltip it says IE excavator. So we're going to use this and the schematic cannon to build it. You can also take a schematic and quill and copy something in your world, right? Like I could copy... I could potentially copy like that windmill, right, that's in the background, and then we could build it somewhere else with the schematic cannon, which would be pretty neat. RF tool rewards, scavengers, a smart wrench, another scavengers, prismatic cobweb, honey bottle. Oh, what a waste. For me, I have tons of honey bottles, and glass. Thermal. Aha, the RF capacity and transfer augment. I actually did make one of these, and I'll show you why right after we take a look at a reward. Reinforced and integral components. This is actually really good. I have a few of these now, and I haven't used any, and really, we probably should have used them a long time ago. But let's go ahead and take a look at something I have right here. Redstone flux coil. This has 6 million RF in it, and you can see it is upgraded with the stabilized RF coil. This is just for RF capacity. This is what's going to power our excavator in a tomb for a short period of time, well, until it runs out. I've used this reservoir a couple times. It's like a 16 slot bucket, basically. They want to give you a holding 2 enchantment, which would increase the storage capacity, so I could use it on the reservoir and make it larger. We're going to actually put this on the wall. I don't want to lose this in a box anywhere, because this is a powerful enchantment. In the bees, we got a whole bunch of XP. Tinker's Construct also has quite a few things we never accepted. A rare box, a rare box, an epic box, and an epic box. Anything interesting? Blank gold casts, copper can. These blood bones might be worth something, and a seared lantern with Invar in it. Yeah, nothing that epic, honestly. Scavengers. And this tier 4 advancement, I think we're actually going to leave this in here until we're ready to progress in Tetra, if we even try to progress in Tetra. They very specifically give you an end rod because they're telling you to use the end rod as a handle. So yeah, I think we're going to leave that reward alone. And then way up in the building, we have some storage drawer upgrades. I'll take those. Have some builder's tea. Oh. We have a lot of different drinks. We're gonna leave them in there. I don't want them right now. And Miner's Delight, which might be a ton more ore. Hey, we got a free reinforced chest. Now we have 4. Back we go into Sandy Atom. Ow. Hey, look, a Sandy Bee. Now then, I don't really know how to use these mineral sample tools, survey tools, but I think we just right-click on a spot. The only thing I think we really need to care about is, are we in a chunk? Also, I don't know why we're able to see through all the blocks. I feel like that's not normal. But we are in a chunk right here, so let's go ahead and click. Oh, right-click and hold? There are traces of Naquita here. Now hold on a second. What is that? Wow, I was looking for an ore or something that was called this, but we're actually in the chunk we need to be in already, just for this. So this is now, I believe, where we use our core sample device to see what the consistency of this chunk is. Unfortunately, right, we've already set up a little bit of things in this area, so I think we might need to build over here, but this place is very dangerous if we've forgotten. Okay, we have created a little safe place here. This is just right on the other side of our portal, and we're gonna go ahead and try to use the core sample drill. And again, I've never used this before, so we'll see what it looks like. We're just going to place it down here, and it's going to need power, but I think we can put our power brick right next to it. And then all we have to do is tell it on the left side to put power out. Oh yes, we can see it went down. It might actually be complete already? Let's go ahead and pick this up. Oh, there we go. Okay, I right-click it, and then it tells it to go. So let's keep that on there. Keep it charged up. Core sample. 100% Naquita. Saturation 90%. Expected yield 517,000 ores. Wow. There's also a crude oil reservoir right here too. Now, you can take your core sample and you can actually, like, shift-click it and it'll put it down, which is perfect for us. Now we get to the fun part. We pull our schematic out and we need to figure out where to put this. And actually, it looks like we either need to dig down or we need to raise the roof on this. Aha. Okay, so if we hold the left alt button and then we scroll, we get some different options here. Let's go ahead and move it in the Y. Now it says control scroll to move it up or down. Here we are. I think we actually want to put it like one further down. Right here. So this will actually fully contain it within our current structure. And I think it makes sense because the bucket is going to be spinning technically right in the ground. So here we are. Let's go ahead and set it here. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and take out our gunpowder and our schematic cannon. So we're going to put the schematic cannon right here, and it has an attached inventory, right? This backpack. We could have used a normal chest, but the backpacks work perfect, right? Because we can pick them up and drop them whenever we want to. If we put our schematic in here, all right, and then we hit the play button, it's probably going to tell us, oh, I don't have any power. And the power comes from the gunpowder. Out of gunpowder. So let's go ahead and give it 1. Oh, look, there is a shots left up there. You know, this is less than 400 blocks, so we're only going to need the 1. Play. Missing item. Block of steel? So I guess this is a problem, right? It wants the block of steel from immersive engineering. However, we have the block of steel that's not from immersive engineering. Give me a moment and see if there's a way I can fix this. It appears that a stone cutter can transform our blocks of steel into immersive engineering blocks. It's just unfortunate that I don't have my stonecutter with me, so I'll be back. I've returned and I've placed in the block of steel, and I brought the backpack that has our stonecutter in it, just in case we need it again for any of these others, although I don't think we will. So, something else I didn't mention is it should just basically delete any blocks that are here that interfere with where the schematic goes. So let's go ahead and hit this play button one more time. Is it doing anything? Do I have to hit this button, maybe? Weird. I don't understand that at all. I had to hit the stop button and then play again, and then it started going. So here we are. This is pretty neat. Ding! I liked that ding. That was a nice touch. And if we look in here, all of our building blocks are gone. They were used. They are now over here. Now that we're fully built, let's go ahead and use the engineering hammer somewhere. Invalid structure or missing game stage. Missing game stage? Oh no. Well, we have just quickly run into another hiccup. Something I wasn't expecting. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. We could probably still do this. I don't think it's out of reach, but in the computer science tech section, down here on the bottom, we have building materials, engineering student meals, and construction tools. That all gets us to the medium machinery schematics, which if we click on this and we take a look, unlocks the ability to form the following structures. In there is our excavator. So unfortunately, without this, we can't actually make our excavator. Taking a quick look at these, right, we have building materials, so we need building materials. This is a big sequenced assembly. Treated wood, not hard. Copper shingles, not hard. Framed glass, also not hard, right? Maybe a little tedious, but not hard. Repeat the sequence 500 times? Now it's gotten slightly hard. Then we have foundation materials. This is concrete, steel scaffolding, clinker brick block. Okay, this isn't too crazy, but again, it's 500 times, and then the landscaping material 250. Turf. Okay, are these going to be any more friendly to us? 5 times. This is more friendly. We do need some tools that we haven't used in band-aids. That's kind of funny. And then engineering student meals. This one takes 60 times of builder's tea, vegetable curry, mango habanero wings, plum pudding, and enchanted golden apple. All right, so I don't think any of this is really out of our reach, but these enchanted golden apples are going to have to be crafted with potions, and we haven't done anything with potions yet. So this is either a misstep entirely because we can't use the excavator now, or we're getting totally sidetracked into a new direction. So after thinking about it a little bit, there's that gloom gourd we needed. You know, I kind of feel like this is an effort in futility at this time. Let's go ahead and look back at our magic section again. I figured we would just start clearing out magic sections in order to get down to the Runic Altar, and we may still have to. We might need an alchemy table and all of those sort of things, but if we go Ritual of the Forest into Natural Altar, that will... Natural magic, right? This is nature's aura here. So I do think that we get some infused sun metal, right? We could just start down this path. Although my very quick look down this path shows Shadow Gem takes the alchemy table. So we will still need to figure out our Nebu ingot and God Shard problem. Although, maybe to start off with, maybe it's going to be a more manual, sort of slower approach. And with that, unfortunately, we are now at the end of the episode, right? We ran out of time. We did a lot of different things today, though. Today was very exploration heavy. We had a lot of fun doing it. There will be more exploration in the future, but next episode, we're going to work on magic. I think the Ritual of the Forest and the Natural Altar are clear first steps into more magic, and then we'll have to figure out the other bits as we go. So, I really hope that you enjoyed today's episode. This is Merc Serene, signing off.